Hello, hello, my crafty friends. I'm looking forward to seeing you all here. Got a little bit carried away doing some work here to share with you the Notes of Spring, which is the new stamp set for the product of the month. But we'll come back to that. I'm just going to set it to the side really quick. See if I show up yet. One. Yay. Hey, Barbara, how are you today? Sometimes things work. And sometimes they don't. And how is your week going? I can't remember if I'm on a weekend or a weekday, a work week. It's been so crazy busy. So let's take a look at some of the new stuff that we got going on here. I'm excited about things. And yeah, there's, I see your high. So there's progress. Woohoo! Okay. So I brought this out to be able to show you guys here. Let's look at all the stuff that we got going on. We have a lot of stuff that's live. Actually, I was trying to figure it all out the other night. So we have your mini catalog. So remember that that's out there. Here's the online exclusives that were also released in January, the same time as that. Then I have the online products. I just posted this up. So if you're a hard copy person like I am, I'll show you. A hard copy person, here it is. It is in the group now, posted up so that you can take a look at it, print it off, enjoy it. I like having a hard copy of things. I just file these away and go back and check things when I need to. Want to remind you about Last Chance products because they were updated last month. New stuff was put on. Old stuff got more discounts. So that's always a good thing. We have a number of products of the month that are still available. They're available while supplies last. So if you missed it for some reason, no big deal. You can pick it up this month if it's still there. And then here's our product of the month for this month, which is the Notes of Spring. Where you might get to play with it. Yay, I'm hoping so. So Notes of Spring. And this is Delights. Something Delights. Haven't memorized it yet, but that's my other plan to play around with today. Should we be so lucky to get that far? You know, I have always got grand plans, but not often does it work out the way I grand planned it. For my scrapbookers, I have two new guides that are going to be available, provided you purchase the products to match the guide. One is the Square Snippet Scrapbooking Workshop, and I'll get you the information on that. And the other one is Exploring Nature. Just finished it. Just kind of want to show you really quick how it turned out. This is my favorite suite, the Nature's Walk, from the kit, the mini catalog. So here we go. Today is beautiful. Don't waste it. When you purchase the workshop kit for Nature's Walk, you get the guide and the Cricut file. So which is print and cut. So it's pretty easy. Hey Patty, how are you? So all of these right here, they're print and cuts, but easy peasy because the files are already done for you. Here's another one. Whoops. I have two together. I'm like, that doesn't match. Those are all the part of the print and cut, and this you can write on. You can put titles on things or stamp on them. Here's another one using kind of that patchwork quilt. So knock this out. It's a beautiful day to leave me alone. I'm sure that some of us can relate to that at times. And this was fun to do. Whoops, I have them backwards. Life's a climb, but the views are beautiful. And then, I guess last but not least, we have the Great Outdoors. And I just love this paper. Just totally my colors, greens, the blues. Only thing missing, you know, you got your browns. The only thing missing is a little bit of purple. The rest of it is A-okay. So got that knocked out and available for you guys. So if you've ordered this stuff, make sure you let me know so that I can send you the guides and that you want them. All right, I need to put this somewhere safe because I am known for losing things. The next thing I have are all of these kits. So we have a little, every little thing kit. And now I have not really opened any of these. I opened one to like write on the box what things were. And if we have time, we're going to use the product of the month from last month and the product of the month from this month to maybe do a little bit of creating. I have like also the lights, but I know that I can't get that far in a half an hour. But on Saturday, we do have our Craftastic, which is a virtual Craftastic. Everybody is invited to come and craft together. You can come for 1 hour. You can come for all 9 hours. It's 12 to 9 on the East Coast. All right. So let's look at these kits. Let's look at every little thing first. Now, I put the link to the kits for you guys, all in all. This is why I might be able to get this off the plastic. That'd be pretty awesome. Then I don't forget what I was doing. And I put the numbers hopefully nice and big so you can read them. You guys can let me know if you can't read them. That's a good plan or not. This one is a kit where you are stamping. So you have a stamp set. You have a little mini on a Secret C, and it's what if it all goes right? You are loved. Enjoy the little thing. What if it all goes right? That's kind of a cool sentiment. And here you go. Here are the cards. They're pretty. Even though they look like they're, you know, they're the stamping, they don't look like they're off the chart crazy. Definitely pretty. This kind of looks like acrylic paint. You know, every piece of art that they do, everything you see on paper was an actual piece of art in real life in the studio. And then they figure out how ever it is to digitalize it. And you've got everything you need in this kit to create. Got the stamp. Yeah, here's the stamp. I wonder if I have the ability to do what I've started to do. Yep. Might need to do that. So instead of copying it, being able to put it here so then you know the stamps. Okay. So that's one possible option for us if we decide to go this way. We may decide we want to work on the little creatures, Notes of Spring. And so that's the Every Little Thing kit. Up here, Radiant Reminders kit. Ooh, I think this looks kind of cool. Here are the cards. I'm really excited. Actually, I shouldn't say I think it looks kind of cool. I love the cards. Again, it's the browns, greens, and blues together. Really, really like that. Hold that out. This looks like a non-stamping one because I don't have any ink to go with this. Oh my goodness, this plastic does not want to come off. I was so excited. So that's what it looks like. These feel like they feel like they're going to be larger cards based on, but the cards, okay, I'm confused. This actually looks like it might be a little bit more 3D art. This is stuff that you make to be able to frame and hang on the wall. Okay, glad we took a look at this. But this being said, I'm totally excited about this. Take a look at those, the moth or butterfly. It looks more like a moth body to me. You put it together. Ah, it does go with the clipboards. All right, so this works with the clipboard. So let's check out the clipboards, okay? Leave this up here. I don't think I've ever seen them do anything like this, and it's been ages since I did something, close to my heart did something like this with clipboards. We've had a couple different sizes, so I was excited to see these. Oh, so they're actual photo frame clipboards. Look at that. I don't want to throw that out. And you have at least 2 different sizes here. A smaller one, and I think this is the same size. So you have 2 of the larger ones and 1 of the smaller ones. What do you guys think? How was your week, guys? Tell me what you guys did. Fill up the comments here. Let me know if you like what you see, if you don't like what you see, if you're like, why did they do that? Because sometimes there's stuff you're like, why did they do that? All right, so it looks like you put this together, the different projects, and then you put them into the clipboard, because you can see here how this has been put together, and then you've added it to the clipboard and then kind of put things together. A thing that would be kind of neat about the clipboard is that you can put it together, but not adhere it to the clipboard. And guys, these are really solid clipboards. This is not... and this might be take off. No, it's not take offable. No, it's not. I was thinking, oh, it is hangable by the wall, and then you might want to take that off, but I don't think it comes off. So hang on the wall. It is a nice heavy-duty clip. It is thick. It is heavy. When I brought the box in, I was like, wow, this seems like a lot. So you would put, yes, I'm with you there. I totally see that. So you put this into here, you know, clip it in, and then you would be building your art onto this clipboard, and then you would be able to put it up there. Now, if you didn't like the leaves, one of the things that I think would look pretty neat, poor Jeff, this is a very old picture of him, but we're going to use it anyway, is they're big enough that you could do this very easily and use them to hold different pictures up. Because even if you didn't have the piece in here and you just had him on the clipboard, look at that, it's still centered. This is a 4x6 on the smaller clipboard, so you probably do a 5x7. Yeah. So that's pretty nifty. I like the feedback on that. All right. So should we play with a kit, or should we play with the ducks, the product of the month? What you guys want to do? Notes of Spring or a kit? And we have two different kits. We have the Radiant Reminder Kit with the clipboards, or we have the Every Little Thing kit. And then we have oh, that's a good idea, Bernice. That's a good idea. And it's small. It's not like one of those big, huge, you know, ones on the, like I have, that's kind of annoying on my counter. I need it, but it's, you know, it's designed like to hold a cookbook open, but it takes up a lot of space. Nice to have, takes up a lot of space. Or do we want to play with some ducks and deer and rabbits? So this is a customer choice sort of day. Hear what you guys want to mess around with. No takers? No votes, I should say. Not no takers, because that's not true. I'm going to put this into the kit box it came in. Ducks. Barbara votes on ducks. First person with a vote. All right, let me... All right, so let's pull out what I have set up for this. I think this is stinking cute. How many of you guys are familiar with two-step stamping? Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you're familiar with two-step stamping. And I did some already ahead of time, and I pulled out the paper. You like the clipboards, play with the nets. Awesome. So two-step stamping, if you are not familiar with it, has an outline, and then it has a part that you put in this, another image that you use so that you don't have to color. Makes things nice. And then I pulled out the paper from Painted Illusions, which is the product of the month from last month. And I have blocked up my stamps here already, the insides. But I stamped this. It gives it the ink a little bit of time to dry. Now, the one bad thing about these is the way I set this up is it does require you to do some fussy cutting, so this may not be your choice. Patty, are you coming to duck? Duck is easy. We'll make the duck yellow. Although you can make the duck lots of different colors, not just yellow. Yellow is really more when they're ducklings. Are you going to OnStage? Next week, I am going to OnStage, which is the convention, the annual convention for Stampin' Up. Okay, and because we have clear stamps, you can get it pretty accurate. I actually want to not have it on the beak. So kind of, this is not designed to be exact. If you line up to the feet, you get the better. You can see on this, it's got a little bit of a thing on the bottom right there. That's the feet. And when I saw this set and then looked at the paper we got that we had, ooh, don't do that. And one of the things you can do, I'm going to stamp off here because I can go back over the top of that. You're not going to go, ah, bummer. And be like, I could see you there. I am looking forward and hoping that Long Beach is nicer than we've had here. Here, we're back to rain again today. So we did have a small, slight reprieve. That was beautiful, for sure. And I'll show you with the, I'll take the cute little duck, put him on there, grab a black. I have different blacks for different things, so, my goodness, and I'm wearing it. So if people haven't missed the post in the group, my customer group, we are going to be slowly transitioning over to the magnetic ink pads, and I do believe that we're going to go felt. I do believe that I saw that somewhere that they are going to stick with the felt. So what you do is you just kind of line this guy up and go over the top. Darker image, of course, is easier. I always do better stamping the outline first, and then, oh, that one's not too bad. Here you can see I'm off, but I'll make some rabbits. do a couple rabbits for okay, what did I do with the rabbits? I like rabbits. So I got crumb cake and gray. I'm gonna actually, we'll do the deer. People have good work weeks. Mine was heavy, really crazy at the beginning, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna get caught up and have most of my work done before I leave, so that I'm not leaving anybody hanging with stuff to fix for me. Oops. There we go. And you can see it saves you a little bit of time. And the way they've done this actually provides some shading, because there are parts of this stamp that are not, like this is darker on the top than it is on the breast of the, or chest. I don't know when the last time I did two-step stamping, but I definitely like it. This is one of these sets that I could see keeping animal-wise. They're cutesy, but not overly cutesy. Does that make sense? They don't look like little kid ones, but they also don't look like the real big. Yeah, it does. It is convenient for sure. Now, one of the things that I used to do with Stampin' Up! Before I, or with Close to My Heart, is I would do the two-step stamping, and then I would use colored pencils to go and color over things. So next year, or I guess not really next year, this May, when the catalog ends and the new catalog begins, you'll see that only the new in colors are going to be in that ink pad format of the magnetic. And then they'll probably roll out all of them colors in the next year. So give everybody a year to kind of get used to it, troubleshoot before they invest into a whole line of, you know, stuff that they may regret. This is where I'm going to be sad about our Stampin' Write markers not being here, because the Stampin' Write markers were a similar formula to the ink pads, and so it would mess with that. We have Flirty Flamingo, and I wanted to do an orange, and in this particular case, the orange in the kit is Timid Tiger, or the duck is Timid Tiger, so I'm just going to stick with the orange. And I don't know why I want to make his beak orange, but I do. So here's some easy peasy lemon squeezy stamping. There's always probably going to be some kids in your life, you know, somebody's kids running around that you would, this would be cute to do. Oh, I forgot the little guy. And then I'm going to just add some pink. And actually this looks pretty decent. Just some pink over the ears. Bunnies have pink ears, as does the deer for that matter. So just take it up a notch, add a little bit of marker to it. Ooh, we're running low in time. It's okay, I'd rather sit here and talk to you guys than do real life right now. You guys still have snow? And like I said, if you really wanted to get crazy, you could grab your colored pencils that you have, or that I have, and you could get in here and just color over the top of that. You know, not taking a whole lot of space, but you can go ahead and add in. This is actually not as dark as I need it to be. I have a marker and color, like direct to paper stuff, and you can just add in a little bit of shading in places that you might, I want a little bit more here, and it just adds a little bit. It doesn't take away too much, and it doesn't take a lot of time because the majority of it's colored. So if you wanted to fill in those white spaces that end up happening because it doesn't quite line up right, that's your option. So I've shown you a couple of ways to like add to it if you want to add to it. All right, so let's block up. You guys want to stay on and do a card? I do have a prize, and it's the die cuts from one of the paper pumpkin years. But if you guys want to do something really quick, we will put it together. Are those? Not quite. I'm gonna have to play with this. It looks like one of these might be the inside of, is it this one? Maybe this is that. And you would do that in the greens, but I'm not really sure. If that's that, then this has to go somehow with that. Anyway, things to figure out. Haven't quite figured the stamp set out, as you can tell. My new plan here of kind of making sure that I get all the stamps, the right stamps, back to the right. Because I get stamps, and I've got stamps all over creation, but I don't get... Whoops, crash bang. I need to put big blocks in a different spot. Shoot. So my goal is not to lose. I have like 5 or 6 stamps up here. I have 0. Well, actually, if I count all the ones, I have many stamps that I do not know what kit they go to. For a few different reasons. None of them really good reasons. You know what I mean? All right. So flying by the seat of our pants, if we grab a little bit of paper, we'll just make some easy peasy card. Obviously, I'm not going to want to do the mermaid pattern here. Let's do pink and blue. Now you could go with that beautiful, also we'll have a scrapbooking, and we'll have a guide for a scrapbooking kit with this paper. It won't be like a huge thing, but it will definitely be there. So stay tuned for that. I am working on trying to, so I'm doing this training, or this like leadership / get your act together training, and create new possibilities in my life for things. And part of it is like cleaning your house, getting that stuff done. And oh Lord have mercy, guys, I have such a mess in life. I'm officially a hot mess. Yeah, Flirty Flamingo. This is the base card. Yes, they are super cute. I always, you never know what things are going to look like. Because literally, as Patty can attest to, we have no idea what's coming at us. We really don't until the moment it shows up on the website a lot. And the first of the month is never the first of the month. It looks to me like it's the first Tuesday of the month. So for us, it's like, oh, panic mode. And so I'm doing your standard size card, took an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, cut it in half. So those of you guys who have to run, somewhere on my desktop there is a die cut set of dies. I have to cover the number and circle of season dies, which went with the paper pumpkin. So if you would like to be a winner, closest to without going over, so it's just one number. Actually, I might have wanted to do things a little differently than what I just did. Well, you know what, we're on the roll with that paper. We'll do this paper in a rethink format and see which one we like better. So if you want to throw up some numbers, if you're interested in that die set, cute little dies. I believe there's a circle, which I love to have circles for doing some different things in there. I could have sworn I grabbed the black piece of paper. All right. So we're going to do one with a mat, one without a mat, and then we're going to cut down the insides another 1/4 of an inch. 14. Ooh, Patty. One number up. Is Patty, anybody else going to put a vote in on this? All right, let's just create a fun little card. So taking our card, bone folders are a necessity. I bought a second one only to find the first one after I bought the second one, of course. So now I'm going to keep both with the hopes that I not have to worry about it in the future. So on the black card, what we're going to do is just take our adhesive, wherever I managed to stash it. What happens when I clean, then I can't find anything. I need to change my cutting blade, it looks like. Like I said, this is not what I would put with the stamp of the, or I want to call it the stamp of the month, but it is not the stamp of the month, the product of the month. Really want to call it there. And to me, I want more of the paper to show, or to showcase it just a little bit more. So I'm going to take another, I'm going to see what we think of this. And we're going to do it by 4.5. That's better. Now, may not need to do much with this other piece here. This piece is just going to go on, and I'm going to show you a trick to kind of make it look like it's a little bit more than just one sheet, which is to doodle on it. Well, they use both pinks in here, and this actually looks like it's probably closer to, yeah, this should be on petal pink. Sorry guys, there are some things that have to be right. This is one of them. 4.25. So this tool that I'm using actually comes from the scoreboard, but pulling the scoreboard out is not always something I want to do. So Patty, it looks like you're my only person. So if you want to private message me your address, I will ship that out to you. And you guys who are up there, if I miss numbers, give me a shout out like right now and let me know if I miss numbers. And even that's not quite right. But I feel like it looks better on this than it does on that. So we have the card fronts that we're going to work on. I would not recommend that you work the way I'm working. I would recommend that you figure out your stamping before you do your assembly. I tend to be all over the board in how I do things. Okay. So this set has some really pretty green in here. It's like the granny apple green. And we're going to take, and this is where I will always tell you I wish that I hadn't done what I just did, but it always is that way. I thought I blocked up some of the, oh, here it is. I was like, I could have sworn I had that so that I could stamp with it. Gonna put it on diagonally since it is, and this is where I'm like, I should not have done this, but and I did that so that I would be able to have that like this, and then I'm doing the center, and then in the center I am putting the lighter second generation. And you may want to do something different than what I'm doing. So this is just for ideas. And the way I'm doing this to make sure I get a clean stamp and no ink on the paper below is to use like essentially a masking technique. And then just gonna add a little, and these get lighter and lighter, so they're not really gonna show up very much. Grab my second one. So Sarah Grace sat for her SATs today. I was like, do not be concerned about it. They just are what they are. You know, right? So much stress on kids these days for all of this stuff. Okay. And like I said, because we have the fussy cut, because a duck and a deer. This is really cute set, guys. I really, the $75 order, it's essentially a $20 stamp set that you can get for $5. So you can't really go wrong on it. Happy birthday. What are my sentiments? A little note of thanks. I thought we had a different... especially for you. Not sure. And of course you've got all those cute little embellishments that you haven't used up in your stash, so you want to grab that and put some on it. Anybody want a bunny card or a card too? I think Barbara, if you're still with me, I will drop you a card. They really are super cute. Have you gotten this yet, Patty? Patty is also a demonstrator friend of mine. We've known each other for a while, actually. Okay, I don't know where my pokey tool is. I'm going to want one on his ears, too. Well, there's still, that shows like there's 5 of us still kind of hanging out. Now I might have to think about this top portion don't like a ton of white. Sometimes I do. I actually saw a beautiful white on white card that I want to make with us. It was just absolutely stunning. I don't have that particular set that she used, but I do have some, so I want to do it. I'm going to put him down like that. I want to create dimension in the animals. And then there's just enough space for our little ducky. I know, Jennifer, they are stinking cute. And this is Stamp Set is a product of the month, which is something they offer to customers for $5 with a $75 order. So it's like the stamp of the month that Close to My Heart had, except for it's not always stamps. This paper was also a part of that, but you can only get one product a month on a order. And I don't know if you're only able to get one, if you did like a second order in the month, if you could get another product of the month that you haven't gotten before. But pretty much you can only get one of each one. And this paper that we're using in the background was the product of the month from last month. Trying to, if we had this before, like the day that it goes live, and enough time to be able to figure out a class in that, we would do that. But we don't get it. Yeah, so just remember to private message me. Mail went out today for some last week stuff. So here we go. And I'm going to put in the thanks, and I am going to put it right side up because it doesn't help me if I do it the other way. Barbara, do you want a birthday card or a thanks card? Let me ask you, since this is coming to you. Boy, this has got a big leg. I don't know if you... Thank you. Wait. Either? All right. I'm going to put in a note of thanks. I am immediately grateful. Put it up there. Grab my little doodle pen. And you can choose blue or pink if you want. Let me know which one you want. And, well, isn't that a bummer? I knew this one. I just ordered a bunch in because I knew that they were dying. And just adding that border onto there makes it look really good. And I'm going to go right along the edge of the very, very pretty paper. Now on this one, I'm not going to put the black line on that back piece because I already have a black mat on this one. And when you do lines after you have stuff on here, all you do is just make a break in the line. It's no big deal. And this looks great on scrapbooking as just a way to add a little something. Now, I've got to figure out if I want to do something else in there. Or, oh heavens. So, Oh boy. Here you go. Oh my. Can you believe it? I made the card upside down. Classic mistake. I've even done scrapbooking pages upside down, so it's when I went to straight paper after a couple of those. I was like, I'm done. Love my creative memory albums, but I am done with scrapping pages upside down. I really do have that lifting tool here somewhere. You really want to do this with a lifting tool, and so I'm going to wait until I find my lifting tool. I cleaned my space, now I can't find anything. Truly, that is an issue right now. Oh, you know what's going to look kind of cute? Aren't there spots? They're white, right? They're not black. I'm almost positive that's the case. All right, guys. I will let you guys go. Thanks for sticking around for an extra 20 minutes. Oh, Patty is my winner for that, and then I will get your card in the mail. Barbara, when you send me your address, let me know which one you like best. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see some of you guys on Saturday for our virtual crop. If you need the information for the link to join, just let me know. Thanks. Have a good evening.